Hey there, friend. Grab a comfy seat because I've just finished diving deep into a book that really shook things up for me, and I can't wait to tell you all about it. It's called Codependent No More How to Stop Controlling Others and Start Caring for Yourself by Melody Beattie. And honestly, it's one of those books that might just change the way you see yourself and your relationships. I picked it up because I kept hearing bits and pieces about codependency, and a part of me resonated with the idea of being constantly wrapped up in other people's lives. And wow, did this book deliver. So what exactly is codependency anyway? The author Melanie Beattie admits it's a bit of a gray fuzzy condition, and even her computer struggled to recognize the word when she first typed the manuscript, but her working definition, which really stuck with me, is this: a codependent person is one who has let another person's behavior affect him or her, and who is obsessed with controlling that person's behavior. Think about it. How many times have we let someone else's choices completely derail our day? Our mood, our very sense of self? It's not just about living with an alcoholic, though that's often where the term originated. It can be about anyone: a friend, a family member, a colleague, even a normal person who just has a bad day. The book makes it clear that millions of people are affected, whether by chemical dependency or other issues, and if you're caring for others to the point of neglecting yourself, you might be in codependent territory. One of the core ideas that really stood out is what she calls the Kerpen drama triangle, which describes how we often play three roles: the rescuer, the persecutor, and the victim. It's like this constant dance we do, often without even realizing it. We start by rescuing someone, doing things for them that they're perfectly capable of doing themselves. Maybe because we feel guilty, or pity them, or just feel compelled to help. Remember Jessica's story in the book? She was so consumed by her husband's drinking and all the chaos it created that she essentially lost herself, constantly trying to control his behavior and cover for him. She even quit her job, all to guard him and keep things under her control, only to realize she was the one being controlled by his alcoholism. And here's the kicker: once we've rescued someone, we almost inevitably move to the persecutor role, feeling angry and resentful because our efforts aren't appreciated, or the other person isn't behaving as we think they should. Then, feeling used and unappreciated, we often land squarely in the victim role, wondering why this always happens to us. It's a vicious cycle, and the book really drives home that this pattern, while seemingly helpful, actually hurts us and often hinders the other person's growth. It's not an act of love to constantly rescue; it actually breeds resentment and low self-worth, both in us and in the people we're trying to help. So, if we're so wrapped up in trying to control others, what's the solution? The book introduces the powerful concept of detachment. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't about becoming cold or uncaring. Melody emphasizes that detachment is releasing, or detaching from, a person or problem in love. It's about letting go of the obsession and control, accepting that we can't solve problems that aren't ours, and recognizing that worrying is just wasted energy. It means focusing on our responsibilities and allowing others to face their own consequences and grow. The author recounts how she learned that her controlling ways actually blocked God's power and other people's ability to grow. It sounds scary at first, like, how can I just let go when everything feels out of control? But the promise is that it brings serenity, peace, and the freedom to love in ways that don't hurt ourselves. One of the biggest hurdles for codependence, as the book points out, is low self-worth. We often come from troubled backgrounds, blame ourselves for everything, and constantly pick ourselves apart. We reject compliments and feel guilty about doing anything fun for ourselves. This self-hatred often fuels our caretaking because we settle for being needed instead of being loved. We believe we're not good enough, and we project that onto our ability to make decisions, to think clearly, or to even just be. This leads to another crucial point: feeling our own feelings. Many of us have become masters of repression, pushing down anger, sadness, and fear because it felt dangerous or inappropriate to express them. But as the book wisely states, feelings are energy. Repressed feelings block our energy. They don't just disappear, they linger. causing physical ailments, anxiety, and compulsive behaviors. The book encourages us to allow ourselves to feel all our feelings, mad, sad, glad, scared, without judgment, and then to deal with them responsibly. It's about taking ownership. Nobody makes anyone feel. No one is ultimately responsible for our feelings except us. And what about communication? We often communicate indirectly, using signs, hints, or carefully chosen words to manipulate or please others, rather than saying what we actually mean. The book gives powerful examples of conversations where characters are saying one thing but clearly meaning another, all driven by fear, guilt, and a desperate attempt to control or avoid conflict. The solution: be direct, say no when you mean no, and express your feelings, thoughts, and needs openly and honestly. It's about asserting your rights and trusting that who you are is okay. The book then dives into the profound importance of 12-step programs like LNN. Melody Beattie, herself a double-winner recovering alcoholic and codependent, has immense respect for these programs. She shares the 12 steps, explaining how they guide individuals to admit powerlessness, believe in a higher power, make a moral inventory, and carry the message to others. It's a simple spiritual program that, as she puts it with a wonderful analogy, helps us find the invisible boat to the island of serenity. It's not about fixing others, but about our personal recovery. A journey that takes time, patience, and consistent effort, one day at a time. So what does all this mean for us today? In a world that often encourages us to be outwardly focused, to compare ourselves, and to constantly fix things, this book is a refreshing call to turn inward. It's a powerful reminder that our primary responsibility is to care for ourselves. It teaches us that chasing happiness in others is a futile exercise, because true peace and well-being must come from within us. The journey of recovery from codependency, while not always easy, is described as exciting and liberating, allowing us to own our God-given power to think, feel, and act. My advice: if any of this resonates with you, if you've ever felt overwhelmed by others' problems, lost yourself in relationships, or struggled to prioritize your own needs, this book is a must-read. It's not about finding fault, it's about understanding deeply ingrained patterns and then gently but firmly choosing a different path. It will empower you to set boundaries, communicate authentically, and most importantly, to have a love affair with yourself. Because when you truly care for and value yourself, you not only improve your own life, but you also create a healthier environment for everyone around you. It's about learning to live and love again, not in a way that exhausts or destroys you, but in a way that is balanced, joyful, and truly free. Melody Beattie's honesty and personal journey through abandonment, abuse, and the tragic loss of her son make her message incredibly powerful and relatable. She's not just teaching, she's awakening, and that, my friend, is a journey worth embarking on.